Peace to everybody. This is about Michael Jackson's biographer releases eye-opening evidence contradicting Leaving Neverland accusers. And of course, in the picture here, you see Michael Jackson. Remember, there are words I cannot say and cannot pronounce, so please do not attack me on this because, I'm getting sick of it, okay? Just leave me alone about it because I know there are words you cannot say either. Startling new details have been unearthed by Michael Jackson's biographer that may defend the late pop star against the accusations of sexual abuse presented in the HBO documentary Leaving Neverland. Journalist and author Mike Smallcombe alleges to have documents that disprove two claims of sexual abuse against the singer, which may sway public opinion on whether Michael Jackson is guilty or innocent. So the biographer here has documented everything, the sexual abuse, and of course, the two men that have lied on him. It's just, they wasn't going to get away with it too much longer. But now that this biographer, he uncovered everything that it should define Michael Jackson. James Safechuck alleges that he was a victim of Michael Jackson between 1988 and 1992, when he was 14 years old. Safechuck said in the Leaving Neverland documentary and in his 2014 lawsuit against Jackson's estate that he was abused in an upstairs room in Neverland's train station. Now, I'm not going to believe anything James Safechuck is saying. I don't believe him and I never will believe him because none of it was true in the first place. So he lied on Michael Jackson, saying, oh, he did this between 1988 and 1992. Really? I just do not believe anything that he says. And he was 14 at the time? Really? Oh, come on. Smallcombe found documents that the train station didn't exist during that time. Permits show that the train station was approved for construction on September 2nd, 1993, so there was no train station of any kind. James Safechuck made that story up to make it look like there was a train station when there really wasn't. The deficiency in Safechuck's story is this: construction on Neverland's train station didn't start until the latter part of 1993, and it didn't open until the first part of 1994 when Safechuck was 16, Smallcombe said. So it was still under construction at that time, and it didn't open until later, like in 1994, and that's when James Safechuck was 16 at the time. So why is James Safechuck continuing to lie, and so is Wade Robson? So abuse in the train station wasn't possible if the abuse stopped in 1992, as he claims in his testimony, as it didn't even exist then, Smallcombe adds. There's a 2-year difference. Yeah, so there was a 2-year difference with the train station that was under construction still, and he's saying that the abuse, really, come on, if the abuse stopped in 1992, so why did it? Why wasn't there anything out about that during that time? I mean, it was all lies. It's all made up story. These two men made up. It's not real. It never happened or anything. And as you can see here, here's Mike Smallcombe, and of course he tweeted this on his Twitter. And of course here's the picture of Michael Jackson on his Twitter account. And here's another thing from Mike Smallcombe, who was Michael Jackson's biographer at that time. And then, of course, he's got proof right here of the Santa Barbara construction permits for the Neverland train station. So this is proof that this was way before anything ever started. Smallcombe then revealed damning evidence against another alleged abuse victim, Wade Robson. The journalist uncovered old testimony that contradicts Robson's allegations against Jackson, made in the documentary. Testimony from Wade's mother, Joy, in 1993 tells a different tale than what was said in Leaving Neverland. So, Wade Robson was the other alleged victim that Michael Jackson was supposed to alleged have sexual abuse against with him, and that didn't happen either. But when Wade Robson's mother, Joy, told a different story, then, things are just, there's stories, there's like 20 to 30 different stories from these two gentlemen. In the documentary, Robson said that he and his 10-year-old sister stayed at the Neverland Ranch with Michael while the rest of his family were treated to a trip to the Grand Canyon. However, Joy Robson told a court in 1993 that the entire family, including Wade, went on that 5-day Grand Canyon trip. So how is Michael Jackson going to sexual abuse somebody, and Wade Robson and his entire family went on to a Grand Canyon trip for 5 days? You figure that one out, because that is a lie, what he was saying. Wade claimed it was then when he was first abused by Jackson, going into graphic detail about what had allegedly happened over the course of several nights. Smallcombe told the Mirror. So Wade Robson is saying this happened over the several course of nights, and it's not true because it never happened. People are lying on this man for no reason at all. Why would Michael Jackson do something like that? He had a mind like a child just about, because he was pushed into the music business instead of Michael being a kid. It was just growing up too fast. His mother, Joy Robson, testified under oath in a deposition in 1993-1994 in relation to the Jody Chandler case that Wade had actually gone with him on that trip to the Grand Canyon before the entire family returned to Neverland for the second time the following weekend. Smallcombe said Joy Robson had no reason to lie about this. She openly admitted that Wade stayed with Jackson alone on other occasions. So, the biographer is saying that he has no reason to lie. And, of course, with the Grand Canyon trip that Wade Robson and his family went on, that was like, a 5-day trip. So, but Joy Robson testified under oath. But you know what? I kind of find it hard to believe out of her about her son Wade stayed with Jackson alone on other occasions. I kind of not believe her, because her story is a little weird too, and sketchy as well. Wade's first trip to the Neverland Ranch was in 1990. However, his mother said that the first time her son stayed alone with Jackson was in 1993. My son has never been to the ranch without me up until this year, 1993. Joy Robson said in testimony. So she has never let her son go alone except for that one time. And it was to the Neverland Ranch that Wade Robson went to that first trip in 1990. During a trial in 2005, Wade Robson told the court that he had never stayed at the Neverland Ranch without his mother until 1992 or 1993, when Macaulay Culkin and Jody Chandler were also there in Joyce Robson's 2016 disposition. She confirms that her whole family, including Wade, went to the Grand Canyon. So, yeah, they pretty much told the court that Wade Robson told the court that he never stayed at the Neverland Ranch without his mother until 1992 or 1993, and also Macaulay Culkin, who is Paris Jackson's godfather, and Jody Chandler were also there at that time also. And as you can see here, here's another tweet on Mike Smallcomb's Twitter account. Michael Jackson, and of course Michael Jackson accuser lies, and as you could tell with those two, Wade Robson and James Safechuck. And here's another thing that Mike Smallcomb have posted as well on his Twitter account. I guess these are documents or whatever about where they've been or where they have not been. I don't know. Smallcomb did not say that Michael Jackson was guilty or innocent, but did ask, and while this doesn't categorically rule out that Jackson abused them, it does make you wonder if they've fabricated these stories. What about the rest? Jackson's estate has denied all allegations of abuse and called them a character assassination. So yeah, Wade Robson and James Safechuck, their character assassination, and Michael Smallcomb did not come out and say that Jackson was either innocent or guilty, but it makes you kind of wonder if they fabricated the stories. Of course, the two men fabricated the story. They wanted to destroy Michael Jackson's legacy because they were jealous of him and that he had everything and they couldn't get nothing that they wanted. And of course, here is the video of the HBO Leaving Neverland. I don't have HBO, so I never got to watch it at all. So it's just pretty hard to figure out what's going on. But I knew what I was already know, that Michael Jackson would never do this to any child, because Michael Jackson was brought up as a Jehovah's Witness, and we know that Michael Jackson would never do something like this. So it's kind of hard to say, oh, Michael Jackson did this and did that, when there's no proof of anything. It's all lies. Even the police report or whatever it is, it's just lies that Wade Robson and James Safechuck are telling, and they should know better. And now they need to apologize to the Jackson estate. Oh, sorry, I made this up. And, as long as the Jackson estate has denied all allegations of abuse, then, these two gentlemen should go to jail for a very long time for what they've done. Leave your comments below. I am out.